Uh, Abstract brainwaves, game genie in the beanie. We ain't on the same stage, leveled up. The epitome of technique, can't survive in my current thought.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And it's been a long series of events. For me anyway, probably for a lot of you. What do I mean by that? Let's just talk Pokemon Go for a little bit. And I wasn't sure how I was going to make this video. I intended to get with somebody who has a little more experience in what we're encountering in this current level that I'm on. So last video I told you was going to be a battle. That was pretty much me hinting at level 44 and those requirements. So let's talk that. That would be a short little experience there, and I wanted to stretch that out some, but my plans fell through due to the weather, COVID, things like that. So instead, what I will talk about, in addition to that, is some new news announcements, right? You love news. So first things first, we had to get this level 43 challenge going. So where was I? Level 43 challenge. Power up Pokemon 43 times, catch 430 Pokemon, hatch 14 eggs. Not terrible. Me personally, I would have preferred that swap with what level 43 actually was. And I may have said that before, but I still feel that way. So here's what level 44 actually requires. And it was a bloodbath. Win 30 trainer battles in the Great League, win 30 trainer battles in the Ultra League, win 30 trainer battles in the Master League, and then finally battle in the Go Battle League 20 times. Okay, so there was no medals that I could see here. Maybe there were, but I don't see them. I think it was just these 4 tasks here. One of the things that I should mention and didn't mention before was, you know, you've got these medals and they're now platinum. You had the, you know, maxed out Pokemon that now, since you can go to level 50, are no longer maxed out. So it puts a little scratch on the surface for the nice finish you had for any of these, you know, medals and maybe, you know, high-end Pokemon that you were looking at. But that's what you got to work with. So doing all this, there's a couple of ways you could have done it. I think how they wanted you to go is through PvP, through the actual battle system, and battle, you know, people all over the world, randos, whatever you want to call them. You had to battle them. So that last part you get through pretty quickly, you know. And I'm not a battle guy, so when I said plans fell through, I wanted to get with other people who were more into the battling to talk about it, what was good. I had to learn the hard way, at least initially. What I mean by that, I want to say I did, and there should be some footage up here showcasing the at least some of the good, not a lot of the bad, what I had to go through. And that was, you know, you try to think to yourself, what's the strategic way I can get through this? How can I win this? Because A, this is a lot of time, which is expected, but B, there should be a shorter way to do this because in all reality, I would say this is one of the easier the levels. Why? Because you had more control over it. You weren't waiting for certain things to appear. You just click battle and randomly somebody's going to be there, right? At least you hope. It's just, where were these people? Were they somewhere where, you know, it was going to be nighttime, the person you're getting it? Or are they just not that experienced in PvP? That's what you might hope for. It felt like I was getting people who were very experienced because they were just whooping me up and down. And so getting to the point, I might have done 60 battles and probably won like 20 of them, okay? Before I said, you know what, let's try something different. It dawned on me that, hey, you could just play with a friend and y'all could just throw the matches for each other. That's really a nice little strategy, assuming that you can do that. And you could. You didn't have to go through the battle league per se. Like, you didn't have to battle random people. You could just battle you and your friends, Great League, Ultra, Master, and just take 90 battles. So about 2.5 hours it felt like to get the remaining 70 for myself maybe not 2.5, but I'd say 2.5 for all of it, depending on if you're playing against yourself. Yeah, you got an alt account or somebody's trusting you with their account and you're just tapping and not shielding on the other account. Shouldn't take you long. So when I said short information there, that's my tip to you. Play against yourself. Play with somebody who doesn't mind taking an L for you, and you don't have to worry about all that hassle of having a massively bad looking record and just constantly battling. But it might help you get better at it. Who knows? They didn't want you to rush through these. They could have barred it to where it's got to be online. You can't play with somebody local. They could have done it that way, and I'd still be on 43 going on 44. So where am I now? Now I got through all of that, and we're on 45. And 45 is where I hit a roadblock, excuse me. And I think that's where a lot of people hit a roadblock. And what I mean by that is the XP that I had just graciously just rolling over. Kind of think of like rollover minutes on your phone, rollover data. Well, it's ran its course. Out of that 13 million that I had to subscribe to, well, I've got maybe at this point 7.3. So another 6 mil to get this out of the way. Now, yes, it's double XP, so that's 2.5 million or 2.5 million if I were to continue the grind from here out to December, but I don't know if I have it in me. We'll see. Tonight is Spotlight Hour at 6, so but that's really just for double Stardust. And if you're on level 42 and you need to get that 100,000 Stardust, well, take advantage of this hour. Of course, by the time this is up, it's a little too late. But I tried. So hopefully you did that. If you're seeing this, that should be a strategy for some of you. Maybe you saw it elsewhere. But look at these requirements. So it went from one battle to a completely different type. So whereas before you had more control over who you fight and when, well, you didn't have control over. Well, you did. You could fight yourself or somebody versus just randos, right? Here, you're going to have to go out there and look for all these Team Go Rockets, the grunts, you're going to have the leaders. Look at this, 100 Team Go Rocket grunts. Here, purify 100 shadow Pokemon. So kiss your Stardust goodbye. As this little fruit gnat or something that keeps flying over here. But anyway, 100 shadow Pokemon you got to purify. So a lot of dust going. Hopefully you got a lot of Zubats or stuff that only takes 1,000 versus these 3,000 ones. I mean, 100. So that's 100. The 100,000 you had to grind for is going towards this, essentially, assuming you have 100 Zubats or get 100 Zubats. Then defeat a Team Go Rocket leader 50 times. So I think we might have talked about this before, or maybe I've talked about it with somebody else or on their channel and not on here. To purify 100 shadow Pokemon, maybe you have those already, but to defeat, maybe you have a few shadow Pokemon already, like maybe you got 10 or 20 because you like them. And maybe a couple of them you don't like that much, you can get them again. So maybe you don't need exactly 100, but the idea here is if you defeat 100 Go Rocket grunts, you'll get 100 shadow Pokemon that you catch. They're not terribly hard to catch. Once you get them in the ball, they usually stay. It's just actually getting them in the ball that's a little harder than your standard Pokemon. So if you get those two simultaneously somehow, you're getting these Go Rocket leaders, right? For every 6 mysterious components, there's a Go Rocket leader. So to do 50 of those meant you needed 6 pieces, which meant it sounds like 300 battles, but I think it's actually like 150. You could also alternatively buy some of these rocket radars, but no point in really doing it. You're going to buy 50 of those? No. So, yeah. You do 150 battles, you should be good to go, because you get these 100 out the way, it should prep you up for the remaining 50. So it's 150 total that you got to do and earn 10 platinum medals. Now, The screenshot here you gotta ignore. As soon as it got there, it's saying earn 10 platinum medals. That's gonna be a bottleneck for a lot of you because if you just turned level 40, you probably don't have platinum medals. It used to be gold and now it's rolling over and everything, or they've extended it. I can't remember how it was because honestly I don't really pay attention to the prestige of the level or level of the medals, just whether or not I've got them. So as soon as I closed the game out and opened it back up, boom, they were all there. So, you know, that was pretty much it. I think I'm gonna save it there. They've teased you more community day stuff. I know I was gonna talk about something else, but I've rambled long enough in this video, so it'll be the next video where we talk about what they have planned. You gotta remember, next year is, as I wear this shirt to tease you, next year is the anniversary of Pokemon 25th, and you know, there's hints of remakes. Niantic is doing some kind of event, and the tickets as of this video are already released, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that a little bit more next video. I've got to find a Froakie before the time limit is up and get that research out of the way. I love you guys. I'd be remiss in not telling you to like, comment, and subscribe. Also share. You've got to do your part to share to get this channel in the hands of people, in the eyes of people that would appreciate it, such as yourself. If not you, someone who would. And we've got to beat the YouTube algorithm that way, right? Day ones, Patreons, love you guys as well. Thank you for your continued support, past, present, and future. We'll see you guys in the next one. And check out the Part-Time UFO. I made a playlist for that if you're interested. There'll be some more Mario Maker on the way. Mario Maker 2, that is. And some other surprises. And check me out on Twitch. Don't forget I'm on Twitch too. There will be some more Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think that's it I've got to share for right now. I keep sharing that Final Fantasy VII Remake. I should be done with that by now. Just other little things that I'm kind of being pulled towards in between, right? Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Captain Sensation!